have this clan war between EZ and oGd, and now the score is 1-1, with Forbes taking the first map in a PvP on Scrap Station, and Rats Arterian taking the second map versus Race Centaur, a PvZ on Shattered Temple. And now we have game 3. Swoozy, the Zergs, spawning at the top right position for Team EZ versus a Monkey spawning at the bottom left position for Team oGd.
Yep, so this is game 3 on Matchpoint. Actually, not just today, many other days, this is a really good map. It was a really good map in Brood War. Unfortunately, it's not so great in StarCraft 2. So a lot of people really don't like this map. And we do have our Protoss player moving out, throwing down his pylon at the natural expansion, probably looking to extend this a little bit. So Swoozy doesn't know. Me neither, says a Monkey here. I'm just reading the chat. So we're gonna probably see our Zerg player fast expand to his natural expansion. This map is pretty wide open, which is probably why people think it's imbalanced for Zerg. Do you have any insight about this energy, Monk?
Yeah, I was talking to some people on my team, and we thought it was just an anti-Protoss map because the third base doesn't have any gas, and Protoss is the race that needs gas the most. Zerg players could theoretically expand to like the bottom right position and take that gas, but for Protoss players, it's really hard to defend bases when they're spread out. Their units tend to be less mobile, like sentries and Colossi, and even Immortals. They work better when they're in a clump, in a big like death ball, as you might say.
Yeah. So I have this feeling that we're gonna probably see some sort of 4-gate or 6-gate play out of a Monkey, and somebody saying, yo, that Nexus won't fit.
Yeah, I think the Nexus won't fit either.
Yeah, it actually certainly looks like it to me.
I think what he's gonna have to do is make a cannon, make another pylon, kill the first pylon, and then put a Nexus there.
That's what she said. I guess that line was asking for it. We've got the spawning pool coming up for Swoozy. We've got the probe scouting around. Going to be checking everything out. The Forge and Gateway should be finishing up real soon. We'll see what he decides to do off of this. He is racking up to 400 minerals real quickly. Should probably be seeing, yeah, there we go, a pylon going down. I bet he tried to fit that Nexus in there. Yeah,
I bet he did as well. Some background information about A Monkey. A Monkey is actually the brother of STK Such, the guy who could not make it here today. And I'm also friends with him. I can tell you what he likes in PvZ as well. And although last time I told you what Race liked, we didn't actually get to that point in the game.
Yeah.
So maybe this time my predictions will be better. Hopefully. Well, he likes to open, I think, like 6-gate Blink Stalker on this map, or any map in general, because he doesn't actually play this map.
And
I like that. Yeah, Blink play is very good. And I'm curious to see Swoozy's response. Actually, I think last time he played on this map in APL, and he went for a 6-gate, I think. And the other guy just wasn't prepared for it at all.
I see. I really want to see that. I love seeing how players adapt to this map, because I know how much people don't like it. So I want to see, based on what you said earlier about the gas, yeah, I definitely can see that being a problem. I want to see how a Monkey decides to play this out. Like changing his build-up just in case it gets to that third base point, perhaps throwing in additional Zealots for harassment with Warp Prisms or something like that. But I know that's a little bit much to ask in a tournament game, especially in the APL. We do have a transfer of drones from a Swoozy to the natural expansion. A Queen is picking away at that probe, is going to sneak into the main base and see what's going on. Evo Chamber is coming up for Swoozy. The Queen does pick off that probe before it gets too deep into the Zerg main. Zerglings continuing to spot back and forth over here, and the Nexus is now coming up. It seems a lot more delayed than he wished it was, but he does have his Twilight Council up, and probably probably will be researching that Blink real soon.
Yeah, two things. First is that I just realized that there's actually markings on this map for where to put your nexus.
Yeah.
So a monkey must have really not known about this map if he put his pylon over there.
Yeah.
And second of all, I like this transition from a monkey from a failed Forge Fast Expand into DTs, but now he just canceled it because he saw that the Overlord was sitting right there.
Oh,
and
okay.
I liked it, but I really disliked his positioning of the DT shrine, because I think the only two places the Overlord is going to come from is the top, or three places: the top mid maybe overlooking the natural, and the right side. So ideally he would have wanted to put the Dark DT shrine to the next to his main nexus, where it probably will never get scouted.
Yeah. And
as I predicted, there's Blink researching, and it looks like we're going for a Blink attack.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of gateways on the way. There's 4 in the main, or I can't count. There's 5 in the main and 1 in the front, so that makes 6. And we might see these mineral fields get mined away so that he can exit, or we'll probably see him kill off the forge. We'll soon see what he decides to do. Those 2 mineral patches are a little throwback to Brood War, and it looks like he's going to be mining those out.
Yeah, interesting to know that Swoozy actually mined out his mineral patches. I think that's a very good move. It opens up space for his units, and as we all know, Zerg really loves their space. But on the other hand, he left his drones there for about 20 or 30 seconds idle.
That's so good.
So a pro and a con, and he has a hatchery at his third.
I like how
which has no
Monkey
gas.
is moving out with just a few units to the front, not really revealing a ton of Stalkers right now. But here comes the Stalkers. They're going to be moving out across the map. Zerglings are also rallying back. We've got 18 Zerglings in the production queue, so we know Swoozy is suspecting something to be happening right now. A Zergling in the center does confirm this. Banelings are morphing as well.
Yeah, this is Susie's going for Ling Baneling, a style that Mao's Moro actually likes to use a lot. And he actually does it exclusively and is a very, very high win percentage against Protosses. I've actually never seen him lose a game in ZVP when he's using this strategy, unless he got cheesed somehow in the early game and didn't respond correctly. And according to all the European Protosses, it's just so sick.
Oh, I gotta check this out then. I actually haven't seen it much. I've been so busy running the league that I haven't actually done much. The Stalkers are advancing towards this expansion over here. Swoozy's expansion will have a drone here to be picked off. Zerglings and Banelings now advancing forward. They are going to get a pretty good surround on these Stalkers in just a second. The Stalkers are blinking back. The Banelings are getting some okay hits. This army is definitely screwed.
Yeah, and right now the supplies are 83 for the Zerg and 54 for the Protoss. So not looking very good. Ling Baneling is not the ideal composition you want against this, but it's pretty good given that Stalkers tend to clump up.
Force field the ramp. Oh no.
Too bad.
Well. Alright, so we do have, oh wow, a ton of Banelings. 21 Banelings morphing in the center of the map. A Spire is on the way. More drones for that third expansion. A Monkey here is going to have to defend against a flood of Banelings and Zerglings. Banelings already have the centrifugal hooks, which is the rotating Baneling move. We do, and it gives them extra speed as well, just in case you're wondering. And he needs to throw down these force fields like perfectly, and it looks like the Zerglings are going to be getting in here as well. Zerglings are going to be retreating for the moment, and the Banelings as well, so it looks like he's held off round 1 of this attack. A Dark Templar Shrine, a DT Shrine is on the way right now near his Nexus, like you said earlier, which is the better placement for that Dark Shrine. We've got a robotics facility on the way as well. Nice force fields.
Oh, but he misses a force field and now all his units are just gonna die. There goes all his units.
This game is looking pretty over right now. Or actually, well, yeah, it looks pretty over to me because I have map hacks. I guess it feels pretty horrible to be in this position as a Protoss player, of course.
And he's gonna Baneling.
Oh gosh. Oh, nice force fields yet again.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, if I were a monkey, I'd blink forward, and yeah, he blinks forward, tanks a few baneling shots, but he doesn't really lose anything.
He did lose 3 or 4 stalkers, and everything counts right now, especially because he's so far behind in food. He is letting his money climb a little high there. It is dropping back down as he warps in a bunch more stalkers. He's getting his, let's see, what is that thing called? Robotics Bay right now for his Colossus so that he can get those up. If he can get some Colossus up, he may be in an okay position, but there are mutas in production right now.
Yes. Interesting to know. I think Swoozy just made like 5 spore crawlers and canceled them to get more supply because he was supply blocked. So that was interesting.
Oh, yeah. I saw that red splatter in his main. I was like, yeah. What was that?
Okay. Some other things. I like A Monkey's choice to go DTs right now because he's so behind that he needs like some kind of miracle for him to come back, and this is the miracle that he's gonna get. And another thing to note is that A Monkey has chosen to go the Colossi route in order to counter the Ling Baneling. There's pretty much 3 main things you can do. You can go Colossi, you can go Archons, or you can go Templar. And the Colossi route, it's good. It's much better if you can build up to like a critical mass of 4 or more Colossi. And versus this Ling Baneling style, it's very important to get the +2 weapon attack upgrade against Zerglings, because the Colossi actually one-shot Zerglings when they have the +2 upgrade.
I see.
Assuming that the Zerglings don't have +2 armor. So as long as Zerglings don't have +2 armor, you're going to one-shot them, and that's going to be great, especially if you have a critical mass.
DT's coming over here, going to be trying to do some additional damage, but they will not be able to get in there. There are tons of Zerglings and those mutas in the air. They're just going to be seeking around the map right now, trying to keep map control. For a monkey, getting some map presence is always good. He's now getting out his first Colossus, not quite having enough money for the extended thermal lance yet. DT's good, says Swoozy.
Yeah. Here we have another problem. A Monkey is going to expand to this mineral only base, which is pretty much the only choice he has, given that he can't defend everything. He might actually be able to expand to this bottom base and like cannon it up if the Zerg doesn't notice.
He's getting into the main of a monkey, going to be taking out a ton of probes right now. He's losing 6 workers just now, and the stalkers blinking after them, taking a couple out for free actually. So Swoozy is actually losing a ton of mutas basically for free against these stalkers, losing almost 2 more just now. His muta count just dropped by I think 3 or 4. So that's not a good position to be in, and our Zerg player has re-expanded to that mineral-only area. It did take some damage. There's plenty of Banelings and Zerglings to go around right now, and those mutas are retreating. 22 more Zerglings in the production queue, as well as a Zerg Flyer attacks level 1, and he's approaching 148 food, 150 food. Bunch of photon cannons coming up at this 3rd base for a monkey, and he is now pushing towards that 4th base from Swoozy.
Yeah, I think he's gonna, if you look at the Forge, +2 is almost done, and if he does a +2 timing attack, that would be very good, again, to kill the Banelings. But the Banelings and Zerglings are coming out right now, and he doesn't have +2, so he's gonna get owned by everything. Some decent blinks back, and it just looks like he's gonna get cleaned up.
Yeah, all of those forces getting cleaned up right now, dropping down to 65 food, and our Zerg player at 123. He doesn't actually have minerals banked up, so you can't really like re-max instantaneously, but he does have the army advantage, and this will allow him to attack this 3rd base, and it looks like a lot of damage could, well actually there's plenty of cannons here, so he's gonna lose quite a bit of forces in if he decides to go for it, and it looks like some stalkers and a Colossus is able to reinforce that and prevent that from going down, which is what he needs to do right now. He needs to keep that 3rd base alive, or else he will be in such a bad position that it'll be really, really hard to come back.
Yeah, I really disagreed with that attack actually, because before this attack, A Monkey and Swoozy, before I say that, Banelings come, and they might take out the Nexus. They're going for the Nexus, and
Nexus does not quite go down. The Muta's coming in here trying to finish it off. It does go down. The probe's pulling to the backside. Colossus coming in, gonna be just roasting away a ton of those Zerglings. But the Muta's in the air. There's not much that can actually shoot up. The last Colossus is about to go down. A nice warp in of Stalkers. The Zerglings trying to get in here. The Stalkers do need to blink back. A ton of Mutos getting lost. Blink forward, going to be trying to take out a couple more of these units. Looks like the Stalkers are going to be forced to retreat. Another Colossus is about to pop out, so a Monkey is able to hold on.
He's able to hold on, but the game is pretty much over right now. Yeah, he's down. He's outnumbered 2-1 in supply by the Zerg, and when you're outnumbered 2-1 in supply by the Zerg, that means you're outnumbered 4-1 or 7-1 in units, something like that. Again, before I was saying that I really disagreed with his decision to move out, because Colossi, when you build them up in numbers, as I was saying before, you get a critical mass, and you can completely wipe out Zerglings and Banelings as they come to you. But he actually wasn't behind that much before. He was on 3 base versus 4 base, and that's actually not that bad because he killed a lot of hatcheries. He killed some drones with the sneaky DT attack. And here we have what may be the final battle in the game. Lings, Banelings, and Mutas all running in, desecrating the probes, absolutely killing everything, and I'm awaiting GG.
GG real soon. There's nothing mining for a Monkey. His money is at 700, but there's no way that he can spend that quickly enough to get out.
He has a DT. I think that can clean up everything.
Oh yeah.
You know, maybe if he gets the second one, he kills all the Zerglings. He morphs them. No, never mind.
GG. This game it does go to Swoozy from Team EZ. So EZ is up 2-1 right now, and that does mean oGd will be able to choose the map for Game 4.
That is true.